The soldier was impaled by the enemy's fire spear, and it seemed like all life had already left him. But just as the enemy officer reached to strip the soldier of his badge, he suddenly swung his pickaxe for one last counterattack. To the soldier's surprise, even this desperate strike failed to kill the officer. By now, the soldier had no strength left to stand. The Battle of Taiyuan had reached its final moments. Company Commander Zhou Tianyi led the few remaining soldiers in a breakout attempt, but along the way, they ran into an enemy ambush. Fortunately, a female soldier threw a grenade just in time. At the instant of the explosion, Zhou Tianyi charged forward without hesitation. Using overwhelming firepower, he wiped out the hidden enemies. It seemed like they were about to carve out a path to safety, when suddenly, enemy reinforcements appeared, pushing a cannon cart forward. By the time Zhou Tianyi shouted a warning, it was already too late. The enemy had loaded the cannon and was ready to fire. In this critical moment, a severely wounded soldier somehow managed to get back on his feet. To protect his comrades, he summoned every last ounce of strength and charged at the enemy. At the very moment the cannon fired, he jammed the barrel with his rifle just in time. In the end, everyone was saved. But the soldier sacrificed himself in the intense explosion. Seeing another comrade lost, an enraged soldier charged forward and unleashed a furious spray of bullets at the remaining enemies. After running out of ammo, he picked up an entrenching shovel and attacked immediately. Just as he had avenged his brothers, a bullet struck his chest. It turned out that an enemy officer had personally led reinforcements in pursuit. Fortunately, Zhou Tianyi noticed a nearby cannon was already loaded. As he crawled over and pulled the breech, the enemy was instantly blown away. But sometimes, these enemies were like cockroaches, impossible to kill. While Zhou Tianyi was desperately trying to rescue his comrades, the enemy officer somehow stood up again and slashed a long cut across Zhou Tianyi's face. At this moment, Zhou Tianyi was unarmed, so he had no choice but to block the attack with his bare hands. In this standoff, it was clear that Zhou Tianyi had no way out. All he could do now was take a desperate gamble. Although he managed to strike the officer, he had used up every last ounce of strength. So when the officer picked up a wooden stick and stabbed at him, Zhou Tianyi didn't even have the energy to dodge. Blood poured from his body, and Zhou Tianyi finally collapsed, unable to hold on any longer. It wasn't until the officer let his guard down that Zhou Tianyi launched his final counterattack. The power he unleashed in that moment was not just the potential of life, but the military might and honor of a soldier sworn to protect his country. Unfortunately, even under Zhou Tianyi's strike, the officer did not die, and Zhou Tianyi had no strength left. He lay quietly on the ground, waiting for his final death. At that moment, a female soldier, her face covered in blood, suddenly sat up amidst the rubble. Seeing the person she loved most still alive, Zhou Tianyi smiled in quiet satisfaction. Little did they know, the officer was already reaching for a rifle nearby.